Day number one of Chicago Bears training camp is in the books, and let's talk about everything that happened. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day at training camp this year. I'll be compiling all the reports from training camp. I'll be at training camp a couple days myself as well, but when I'm not there, I'll be compiling all the top reports from Twitter for all of you guys to see in these daily updates, so you guys have an easy way to digest everything that happened. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited to be back doing this series. I've been doing it every single year since like 2019, so really happy to be back doing it. And before I begin, I do have a training camp ticket giveaway on this channel. So because of a very nice subscriber of mine that has a couple extra tickets, he's actually giving a lot of them away. I'll put his Twitter handle on the screen right now, so thank you to him. But basically, if you guys leave a comment down below, you'll be entered into a giveaway to win 2 tickets to the practice on August 7th. And I'll be having more giveaways as well in the coming days. So just leave any comment down below. I'll randomly select a winner. If you win, I'll respond to your comment and ask for your email address or Twitter account information to contact you. But yeah, that's the giveaway. And getting into practice and what happened today, talking about the injuries first of all. So Jalen Johnson obviously did not practice. If you guys missed it, he was placed on the NFI list. He's going to be out for a couple weeks due to some minor, I think it was a leg injury. So nothing too much to worry about with Jalen. He should be back relatively soon. But according to Caitlin Sharkey, she said that there's no sign of rookie receiver Luther Burden in practice, which he's dealing with a hamstring injury according to Brad Biggs. So that worries me a little bit, just because hamstring injuries can be kind of tough to deal with. They can linger sometimes, but it's so early in camp where I'm also not going to hit the panic button on any injury like that. It sucks he's missing these valuable reps, but Luther should be back hopefully sometime soon. But some good news was that Colston Loveland and Braxton Jones did practice. So that kind of surprised me, that especially Braxton, he's back this early. He's ramping up, so he's not fully healthy just yet. He's not practicing at 100% just yet. But the fact that Braxton is healthy and ready to go, at least a little bit at the beginning of camp, is good news for the Chicago Bears offense, okay? Because even if you want Ozzy Trapilo to take over that role eventually, it would be nice if he had to beat out a fully healthy Braxton to gain that role. We don't want to just give a rookie a starting left tackle spot, just because he was drafted in the second round, right? Like Braxton Jones has already started 3 seasons for the Chicago Bears. He's at least going to be an average left tackle for you. So the fact that Braxton is healthy is a great thing for competition. According to Adam Hogue, he said that Braxton Jones was with the first team when they lined up against Air. There was some rust as he false started on the first snap. Once they went to full team, though, Ozzy Trapilo got the first crack with the ones, which isn't surprising because Jones is still ramping up. So talking about the left tackle battle here a little bit, it seems like Kiran Amegadji is not going to win that battle, at least this early in camp, because the fact that a rookie is getting first team snaps instead of a second year player says a lot. Usually because of seniority, the second year player would get the first crack at the ones, but it seems like Ozzy is ahead of Kiran Amegadji at this point based on everything they saw in the OTA period a couple months ago. So, good news for you Ozzy fans out there. If you guys want Ozzy Trapilo to start eventually for the Bears, it seems like he will maybe get a crack at doing that if Braxton does not perform well, or if Braxton gets injured. Ozzy is there to be his backup and maybe eventually take him over. But talking more about what actually happened in practice, the plays that were made. So it seems like it was not a great day by the Chicago Bears offense, and Ben Johnson was furious at the offense at points in practice today. According to Zach Pearson, he said that Caleb Williams was picked off early in 11-on-11 drills. Tremaine Edmunds got him on a pass over the middle. And then he said that Ben Johnson was verbally and physically upset during 7-on-7 drills with Caleb Williams, and the first team stopped a drill twice after they couldn't get lined up quickly enough, eventually pulled the offense. According to Cassie Carlson, she said that Ben Johnson yelled, "You're out," when Caleb Williams and the first team offense couldn't get lined up properly in 7-on-7s. This is the type of coaching this team needed. This is why I was such a big fan of the Ben Johnson hire, because he is going to be very hard on these players, especially on this offense. This offense needed tough coaching last year, and we didn't get that. We got a soft-minded individual in Shane Waldron to coach this offense, which nobody respected. But it seems like already in camp, Ben Johnson is being super tough on these players. He's demanding greatness. He's demanding excellence and perfection out of them before he's satisfied. I mean, he's really making them do a lot and making them repeat plays over and over again until they get it right. He's yelling at these players. He's disciplining them. He's making sure that they're not satisfied with where they are at this point in time, because where they are at this point in time is clearly not good enough. Okay, they just installed this offense this offseason, so there's going to be a lot of growing pains. There's going to be a lot of bumps, and I'm sure some Bears fans in the comments won't like to hear that, because we hear that basically every single year as a Bears fan, because we change coaches so frequently. We change offensive schemes so frequently, but those are just the facts, guys. And if you trust Ben Johnson, you can trust that we're going to eventually get to where we need to be. But right now, this offense is not there, understandably so. There's so much new stuff being thrown at Caleb right now, and the defense, being full of more veterans than the offenses, they're definitely going to be ahead at this point in time. But the fact that Ben is being so brutally honest with Caleb Williams on where he's messing up, how he's showing the entire offense where they're messing up, which details they're missing, and being upset at them. I mean, players appreciate that tough coaching. We had multiple players last year want tough coaching on this team, but they didn't get it last year. Okay, players were not held accountable last year for their mistakes, but this year that is going to be different. Okay, I know that Ben Johnson has never been a head coach before, but at least with the Detroit Lions as an offensive play caller, he really hammered in the details every single practice, every single game. Cole Kmet talked about this in his post-practice presser. According to Zach Pearson, he said that Cole Kmet said he wasn't surprised today when Ben Johnson pulled the first team off of a drill after not lining up properly. That's on par for Ben. If you're not doing it right, he's going to pull you out. And he also said that no detail goes unnoticed when asked about what's different with this coaching staff as opposed to the last. And again, guys, I just love to hear things like this. Obviously, I don't love to hear the offense is not doing well at this point, but that's to be expected, guys. I wasn't going to expect the offense to be going down the field super easily. There would be something wrong with this coaching staff and with our defense if that was happening, because that's not supposed to happen this early in camp, installing a brand new offense and a new playbook. So the fact that they are struggling means that they're being tested, and the fact that our coaching staff is really yelling at them to hammer in the details, this is going to pay off dividends when the games actually start in about a month and a half. Switching over to the Chicago Bears defense, though, I also want to talk about our new defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen, and what he's doing with the defense. According to Brad Biggs, he said that Dennis Allen had the entire defense doing up-downs while the offense started individual drills. It's the toll players have to pay to be a part of the Bears defense, Allen said. He says it prepares them mentally as much as it does physically. And he also said that you have to pay the toll. You have to pay the price. It's a privilege to be on this defense. Training camp is going to be difficult. In some ways, Dennis Allen seems like the defensive version of Ben Johnson. A lot older, a lot more experienced, but his mentality in some ways on the defense is very similar to what Ben Johnson is trying to do with the offense. He's trying to hammer in the details. He's trying to be tough on these guys. He's trying to get the most out of them in every single practice and having them do down-ups, physically, disciplining them. Like, these are things that, again, over time are going to pay major dividends. Conditioning is a big part of the NFL. Obviously, when you get to this level, everybody is in shape for the most part, but there are certain players that when it's the fourth quarter, 5 minutes to go, you're on defense. Like, some players still have that energy, maybe a little bit more energy than other players do, and that tiny difference can be the difference between winning a game or losing a game, right? So like, the NFL is a game of inches, a game of small margins. So if you can win those margins at least a little bit, like, that's going to give you a big advantage in these games. So if that comes down to physical, discipline, physical endurance, if it comes down to hammering tiny details, like, these are all things that matter a lot. And it seems like all the players really appreciate this tough coaching too. Again, on the defensive side, we had a lot of undisciplined moments. Tyreek Stevenson doing whatever the hell he was doing in the end zone during the Hail Mary. That changed our entire season. We had other guys, not really putting their 100% full effort into the games. And again, part of that was due to the fact that we just kept losing so much. When you start losing a lot of games, it's tough to pull yourself out of that. But, if we had discipline on this team last year, it would have been a very different outcome of that season because we did have the talent. We just did not have the coaching, in my opinion. And this year we have even more talent and much better coaching. So it should be a totally different outcome, you would hope. But yeah, I'm really expecting big things out of the Chicago Bears defense. Dennis Allen is a brilliant defensive coordinator, and with his tough coaching, he's going to get the most out of some of these really talented football players. And then finally, I do want to talk about one more player in particular on this defense, Tremaine Edmunds, who I said had the interception. Dennis Allen said he's anticipating Tremaine Edmunds will be an exceptional playmaker for us. I like that Dennis Allen still has a lot of faith and belief in Tremaine Edmunds because it seems like at this point a lot of the Bears fan base has lost that belief based on how much Edmunds was getting paid last year and his lack of production, his lack of good coverage last year. A lot of Bears fans have kind of soured on Tremaine Edmunds, but there is the possibility of a bounce back season, guys. I mean, Tremaine Edmunds still, physically speaking, is a freak of nature, and maybe being put in a better scheme, a scheme that, puts him into better positions to succeed with hopefully a better defensive line in front of him. Maybe he can get back to making the plays he made in the second half of 2023. He had multiple interceptions, I think a forced fumble or fumble recovery too in the second half of 2023. So if he can get back to making those big time plays in the middle of this defense, that does change the Chicago Bears defense and probably the outcome of the season because he's one of the highest paid players on the Chicago Bears and we didn't get nearly enough out of him last year. So hopefully Dennis can work wonders on Tremaine Edmunds. But those are basically all the updates from camp today. There weren't a whole lot of updates because it was just the first day, so they were kind of ramping up. But in the next couple days, there'll be a lot more updates to come. And I think Friday is the first day that camp is open to the public. So when camp is open to the public, you guys can expect a lot more videos, a lot more pictures and content because the fans there are going to provide that for us. So if you guys are going that day, I hope you guys have a lot of fun. But leave your comments down below, guys. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. As always, bear down.